Good morning. It's 9 a.m. Friday, July 12th, 2024. Welcome to the Good News live at 9 on Facebook and later available on our YouTube channel. Friday, July 12th. Comment in the chat so we know you're with us. Welcome to the Good News live at 9 on Facebook.
Okay, we have an echo, and that's me. All right, now we're under control. Good morning.
Good morning. This is a presentation of the Allen Park Presbyterian Church. Good morning, everyone. I'm Suzanne Maxey. I'm an elder at Allen Park Pres. And my co-host, Carrie Van, is the keeper of the Facebook, and she's the moderator of the deacons, a certified social media expert, and the communications manager at our church. Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning, Sue. I'm glad you didn't say I was the zookeeper, right?
Well, that too, maybe.
Yes, that could be true. You never
That
know.
includes me.
Good morning to everyone who's watching. If you don't comment, I don't know who you are, but I do see a very special birthday girl today who is, we shouldn't even be calling her a girl anymore.
She's over the hill.
Happy birthday to Deanna McDonnell, who is Sue's daughter. Hope you have a great birthday weekend, and I will see you along the way. Patty Johnson, Ken Woods, so happy you're home from the hospital, Pat Clemens, and Amy Bowerman, and maybe more. So how are you all doing today? Yesterday was a beautiful day. I didn't see much of it because I was busy working, but probably going to be a decent weekend as well. Keep our Campaconda campers in mind. They're on their way home today. They should be home around 5 p.m. I'm sure their parents are excited to hear about their weekend.
All their adventures.
Yes. Hi, Nathan. Good morning to you. Happy Friday. God is good. Good morning, Norma.
Now, can't wait to hear their reactions to the extended sandy beach now at Lake.
Oh, I dream of being on that sandy beach. It's so nice. The water's been high for years and the beach is eroded, and through our Enough for All campaign, we were able to do some work on that beach and add a lot more sand.
Yep.
And it must have been great. Absolutely fantastic. If you want to know more about Campaconda, there's info on our website. We have a grandparents camp coming up. It is not too late to sign up. Your kids are going to come home. They're going to be ranting and raving about Campaconda, and it's an opportunity for you to go with your kids and kind of have a combination of a fellowship camp, which is fun and relaxing, fishing, swimming, all the meals are prepared, and get to see what the kids do at Wakanda. You don't have to be a grandparent, just an adult with the children in your life. There's a sign up on our webpage. If you have any problems, let me know. But you need to sign up soon because plans need to be made for grocery shopping and crafts. So if you're thinking about it, do it now. Right, Sue? Do it now.
Right. Do it now.
Do it now. Lots of stuff going on at the church, even though it's summer. We have a game night coming up. We have a huge weekend coming up on July 27th and 28th. If you haven't gotten emails and seen social media posts, July 27th and 28th, Reverend Andrew Palmerville, who is the president of Louisville Theological Seminary, is coming to town. All the Downriver Presbyterian churches are getting together and presenting a wonderful opportunity for you. There's a workshop at Groseal Pres on Saturday the 27th, and all the Downriver churches that are Presbyterian will be gathering to worship in our church on the 28th. I think we're going to make history with that one.
Yeah.
Never seen that happen before, right, Sue?
Oh.
We always support each other, but I don't think we've ever worshiped together. And that's going to be a great day. That's on July 28th. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me know and I will send you information. Norma Bentley said, happy birthday, Deanna. I wish you a day filled with love and many blessings. Love you. Good morning, Judy. So what's happening around our town of Allen Park, Sue?
Well, we got the farmers market today from 3 to 7.
Yep.
On the corner of Park and Harrison, right across the street from the church.
Yep, you need to go on out and support. Weather should be fine to go and do so. They've had a couple rainy Fridays and some other issues. Our friend Steve from Balloon Guys will be there. And there are many local vendors and food trucks, and it's a great thing to do right across the street from the church. And speaking of bad weather, one of their Music in the Streets with the band Taylor Tucky had to be canceled. So you have not missed it. Bring your own chair, go up to the community center on White next Wednesday at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. All right, today we have a guest, don't we, Sue?
We do.
Morning, Judy Sutherland. We have a guest. Her name is Joanne Darga.
Gonna
She's
let her
a,
in.
yes, let us let her in and find out what she's all about.
And she is from no place like home health, and it won't let me share it. Okay, where's the button? They move stuff around. There. She is from no place like home health. Good morning, Joanne.
Good morning, Suzanne. Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning. It's so nice to have you with us today on this wonderful Friday.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me. And I want to thank Carolyn Maringer because she's a friend of mine and a professional colleague. We've known each other for a few years. We work in a similar capacity, and she's the one that connected me with Allen Park Presbyterian Church because she thought that your congregation might be interested in the message I have to share today.
Absolutely. And we all know and love Carolyn so much, and she speaks high praises of you as well.
And have you met Theo?
We have not.
Oh,
Just on Facebook.
Yes.
yeah, you keep up with him
Oh,
on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
yes. Theo,
I've known
yes.
him since he was a puppy.
Oh,
She used to bring him to meetings when he was real little because she could bring him in a little suitcase,
that's so cute.
but I think he's getting a little big for that.
Absolutely. I think he's a therapy dog now too. I'm not sure, but I
He
think
was going through the training, and it's a wonderful thing. Pets can be so comforting for folks who are lonely or maybe homebound. Yeah.
I 100% agree with that. I'll do a little intro for you. No
Okay.
Place Like Home Health is a veteran-owned, small independent business providing skilled medical services like nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and medical social work. Non-medical personal care and companion care services for seniors, elderly, and individuals with cognitive differences and adults with physical disabilities. Did I do that pretty good, Joanne?
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right,
Um,
so we want to find out what you do and how you do it.
Right. There's one more piece of it that's very important, but that will evolve. I know I won't forget to tell you about our special superpower.
All right.
So I've been with this company since January of 2023, but I've been in the field of home care for seniors, special needs adults, and folks who need some help at home. Since 2012, I was with another company for 8 years. I tried to retire, but then I realized, when you have more time available, you need even more money than when you're working. So I came back, I'm semi-retired now, and I'm a senior, so I think I'm in a unique position to understand what families are going through. I bet just about anybody out there, some family that is struggling to take care of an elderly loved one. There's so many issues that can arise, and unfortunately, we're living longer, but we're not living at the same level of independence and strength and health as we are when we're younger. So, what is home care? Sometimes I like to say, if you don't want to move to assisted living, we can deliver assisted living type services to you where you live. That way you don't have to go through the stress of moving. People love their home, they're comfortable there. Sometimes it's an interim. Eventually, if they live to be 110, they might have to move to another type of home. So there are different kinds of home care, as you said, Carrie. We call it skilled nursing. That would be nurses, physical therapists, social worker. That's typically paid for by Medicare and the other insurances. It's typically a short period of time, like after a surgery or a hospitalization, versus the non-medical home care, which is companionship, housekeeping, transportation to the doctor's appointments, helping you to be safe in the shower or to get dressed. That kind of home care service, unfortunately, is usually private pay. because it's not considered medical, so it's not paid for under the medical insurance.
I think it's not
However-
necessary, huh?
So a lot of times families do it themselves. It's kind of a problem in our country right now because it's affecting our, GDP. That people in their prime earning years are having to take time away from their career to take care of their elderly loved ones or their children. The sandwich generation, they're doing both. So they're less able to focus on their career and, build wealth to have money to pay for what they need when they're old. So it's an issue. And so we're one of the solutions for that issue, companies like ours, that we can come in and we augment what the family's doing. We can be that extra daughter or a daughter for rent who comes by to do the chores or to help mom to be safe in the shower on shower days. So
Boy,
she
if you have not gone through this personally, I mean, if we could only turn back time and I could have had this conversation with you a few years ago. Yes, this is something that unfortunately happens, and sometimes it happens really quick. And families are so lost on what to do and how to get help.
Right, because it does often crop up quickly with
Mhm.
an illness, or seniors have a bad habit of falling. You lose your sense of balance, especially if you don't exercise regularly. And the fall can then create a whole downward spiral of loss of strength and infections and too much time, in the hospital or whatever. So yes, you know what I'm talking about. Many families have experienced it. There's one more kind of home care, and that is related to hospice care. So that is closer to end of life, where the hospice folks come in with nurses and social worker and comforting care. Sometimes they bring a dog like Theo, or someone comes in and plays guitar and sings, or comes to pray with them. But they come and do their thing and leave. Whereas a company like No Place Like Home Health, we can come in and stay the longer shift, like overnight, a bedside vigil. Maybe you don't want your loved one to pass away, while you're asleep, during the night. So there's a lot of ways that we can help. So I think I've talked about a little bit about situations, like when it comes to be the forefront. Do you think I've sufficiently covered that? Do you think you can sort of understand, Carrie, when it would come in handy?
Yes, I absolutely do. And I'm sure there's a lot of people right now looking for me to provide the information, which I will at the end of this, on how you
Sure.
can get a hold of Joanne, because personally going through this, everything you have said has hit home with me as well.
Mhm.
And I don't know if anyone has been in a hospice situation, but I thought that somebody would be there more often. But it's more of a service with with the beds and the medications and different things, but there's not someone necessarily there with you. So if you're doing this alone, or you're older yourself or whatever, you have to call hospice. They're not just there with you. So it's very interesting that you said that, that you can provide that kind of service as well.
Well, I don't mean to downplay the importance of the hospice folks.
No, me either.
They're doing really good things,
Mhm.
but that is what they're doing is typically paid for by medical insurance. So that's the good news. But they just can't stay through the long haul, or put fresh sheets on the bed usually. There may be some companies that offer a little extra kind of add-on because they're already, making their living through the insurance payments. A lot of questions to ask, and each situation is going to have some of its own details. But another situation that I do want to bring up, because this is how often we connect with families, is when they're going home from a rehab situation. They've been in the hospital, but perhaps it's been identified that when they go home, they're going to need some additional assistance, even to the point of saying, we're not going to discharge this patient until the family has put something in place. So as you said, Carrie, it can be there's an urgency to it sometimes. So that's great. That's why it's great that your congregation is learning about the concept now versus, at the last minute when they need it. So how's it paid for? I did kind of mention that as well, but that brings me to, I'd like to talk about our special superpower.
Yes. Yes, I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah. We're kind of famous for it because there's a lot of companies who do what we do. It's a very competitive field because it's in response to the great need of so many people aging, and smaller families. The kids live far away because of their job. So it's just a different world than what it used to be. People don't all live together in one house 3 generations like they used to. So it's become very relevant. But the cost, if it's when it's not covered by insurance, the cost can be painful for people. But for veterans who qualify for this assistance in the home, our owner is a veteran, as you mentioned. So he started the company 8 years ago as only private duty, non-medical home care. But along the way, he had an opportunity through the Veterans Administration to go through a process of certification to become an improved provider for this home care, both medical and non-medical, for veterans. So it's I'm so proud to have it and happy to have it, because I believe that veterans deserve every benefit that we can get for them. They sacrificed a period of time in their life to give up their personal life, their career goals, their family, their freedom to serve their country. So, and a
Right.
lot of them came home in not as good of condition as they left. And some of those conditions become extra noticeable as they age, from exposure to burn pits or Agent Orange or PTSD. There's a lot of emotional and mental issues that spring from that, unhappiness and even suicidal thoughts. So being alone in a home and feeling kind of helpless, that's not good for anyone. So
Right.
for our veterans, we want to make sure that they're getting what they need. So we get a lot of referrals directly from the Veterans Administration. Our nurse goes out, visits the family, signs them up. We provide the care in the home, and the VA pays us, so the family doesn't have to pay. So it's a great
Right.
plan.
So,
It's
yes,
called,
that
it's
is
called
a great,
VA Pay.
yes, that is a great plan, and something for everyone who's watching to keep in mind if we know anyone who's struggling, because that sounds like something that could be implemented and make a huge difference in someone's life.
Yes. So I always recommend, when I do a lot of community educational events, to make sure that everyone knows about home care in general. And then specifically, a lot of people want to hear about the veterans benefit programs. So I suggest to veterans, get into the VA system. The sooner the better. Get into the system before you have one of these urgent matters, because use it for something, the pharmacy, or maybe for your glasses, or you don't have to give up your local doctors. You can just, but to be already in the system, you're going to be a step ahead, because if you're not already in the system with a record of your different medical needs, then you're going to have to go, jump through some hoops. It's a huge government bureaucracy. Nothing happens quickly. It's
Right.
like going to the Social Security office. It's going to take all day to wait in
Right.
line, take a number. But we can help with that, though. So the ones that come right from the VA, they're already in the system. Everything's been figured out. They've been evaluated to see what their need is. But what I'm doing is out in the community, making friends with people like you, Carrie and Suzanne and Carolyn. Also, I make friends with social workers at the rehab facilities and the hospitals. And so I educate them about this benefit program. So then they send us referrals. But it's my job to find those folks. And a lot of times they're not in the system. So then I can also help them you should fill out this form, or call this number, go onto this website. So I can help in a lot of different ways. But it does take time. So who qualifies? Generally speaking, there has to be a pretty significant need. When we're talking about home care that's non-medical, sometimes it's light housekeeping, prepare a meal, transportation, doing laundry. But there's the other kind that's more hands-on, and that's where the veterans can become qualified for this care. Transferring from bed to wheelchair, being bathed either in the shower or in your bed, managing, bathroom issues, feeding, dressing, hygiene, those kind of things. So that's who qualifies. They have to have a need for hands-on assistance with activities of daily living. Now, with that said, there are other programs with the VA that provide other types of benefits that we're not involved in, but we can answer questions about it when we do educational presentations. And I welcome all kinds of questions. When I retire, I think I'll become like a volunteer consultant for the VA because I'm making a lot of friends in that world
That's
and
awesome.
learning so much that I'm anxious to share it.
Wow, that is a lot of really important information. But in case of anybody who may be joining us late, no place like home health also offers services for other people. You don't
Sure.
have to be a veteran. That's the
Right.
one thing we want to be clear about. There are yeah, one of our guests said great informational interview. Thank you. So there is services available for other types of home care,
Right.
not just for veterans.
Right.
But if you have a veteran or need, I think you should talk to Joanne. We need to get
Yes.
you and Carolyn to come do a workshop at the church in the fall when it's not so hot.
Yeah. Oh, in person?
Yes, that would be fantastic.
Well, and that brings me to another point on my little list of notes. I didn't want to forget to, mention something that I'm part of a group called the Veterans Resource Network of Southeast Michigan. So we meet once a month. This is a group of a dozen professionals, other types of companies, like there's a gentleman who does barrier-free remodeling.
Wow.
You can come in, put the grab bars in the shower, redo the shower for walk-in with a built-in bench. He can build ramps, he can change doorways, all those kinds of things that if you want to stay home, maybe it's time to do a little bit of remodeling that'll make your home more comfortable and safe. Then there's an elder law attorney who helps people, access all kinds of veterans benefit programs that are beyond what we do. What else? There's even a realtor who is certified to help people when it is time to move, when Carolyn's helping people figure out where to move their loved one into a senior housing community. Well, now they got to sell their house.
Right.
So our friend Christine with her job, she's gone through a process specifically to be able to help families go through that process of that home that they've owned for 60 years and now it's time to leave. So I could bring some people from that group along with Carolyn and we could do a whole like a vendor show and a Q&A panel. I just did that at the Westland Library recently.
Yep.
It worked
We
out
will,
well.
we will definitely do that. I'm the moderator of the deacons at the church, and I don't even need to ask the deacons. A lot of them are even watching. We'll set something like that up in the fall. That would be super interesting. Where does this group meet, and can just regular people go to this meeting, or do you have to be involved? Is it for
Well,
the general public or more for a resource meeting?
Well, we like to talk to each other because we consistently do little presentations, mini 10-minute ones. I did mine on Tuesday to make sure we update everyone and make sure
Okay.
they all understand how to refer to each
Okay,
other.
all right, gotcha.
But we love having guests. We usually almost always have one or two at every meeting. We meet at the Livonia Chamber of Commerce office. We use their conference room because we're members. The Livonia Chamber has recently combined with the Westland Chamber, so they're one chamber. And I live in Westland, so it's good for me. But so we do like to invite guests, but it's sort of a process. We send out a letter and try to get them on the schedule for future meetings. So that can all be done through me. And I wanted to say for people connecting with me, we have a great website. Often we get referrals right through I say, how did you hear about us? Your website looked good. Your reviews looked good. And then my cell phone number, I don't mind sharing that for either a phone call or a text because I have it with me at all times. If I can't answer right away, I'm very good about following up. So do you want, is it time to talk about that or is that too soon?
No, I think we're getting to that point because we could
Yeah.
talk to you for another, yeah, we're almost out of time. We could talk to you for another hour or two.
So I can come back sometime.
Yes, well, we're gonna set this thing up for sure because I think that would be very, very helpful
Okay.
for people. So I'm trying to put your webpage in the chat, but as all technology works, of course, it's not working the way I'd like it to, but I will do it after if we have to. So go ahead and share
Okay.
contact information if you need to.
I don't think I mentioned in the beginning, my title. But you introduced me so well that I didn't feel like I had to do it myself. But my name's Joanne Darga. Sometimes people call me Joe. And my title is Community Liaison. So in other words, I'm the face of the company. I like to make friends in the neighborhood. And it's kind of your first point of contact. Our website is very simple. It's the initials of our company because our company name is kind of long. So it's just my first name, Joanne, at N as in no, P as in place, L as in like, H as in health, H as in home, H as in health.com, NPLHH.com.
All right, I've been putting this stuff in the chat, so that's going to be very helpful. So you can go ahead and get a hold of Joanne. Maybe something has really hit home with you today, and do not hesitate to contact her and find out more information.
What about, does it make sense for me to share my cell phone number? Is that being too friendly?
It's not being too friendly, but I don't want to put it on open on this open forum. So
How about
just
my office number?
that I have, and I
Okay.
can put that on.
Right.
Extension 104, correct?
Yes. So
All right, so
I'm not always in the office, but I actually receive an email to let me know when I got a call at the office. So it's a little bit,
You
once
write it down,
removed,
right?
yeah, so
but
go
it
ahead.
doesn't get lost.
Yes, if you want to get a hold of Joanne, just call her office, leave a message or send her an email. She'll be more than happy to share her cell phone and discuss your needs.
Sure.
All right, so we are really getting to the end of our time here. This has been very, very informative. As I was kidding around with some of our people when I posted about this interview, we did a practice Zoom with Joanne, and which normally probably takes like 2 minutes just to make sure everything works. Sue and I talked to her for over an hour. Like I felt like I wanted to call her back like the following week and be like, she's just a great person.
Wait, I have another question. Wait.
I know, like, what about this? And she's just a very wonderful person to talk to and very affirming. If you read the website, you'll see a glowing review on how compassionate she is. So if you need some help and you're in a bad place, she will probably give you resources even if they can't help.
That's right.
Yes. So Joanne, thank you again for being with us. Sue's going to lead us out. You can either stay with us as she does that or leave the Zoom meeting. And I will reach out when we figure out something to do about the fall.
Okay. When does this event end? Is this a few more minutes or?
Just a few more minutes.
I'll stay with you.
All right.
Thank you
Great.
all.
Thank
you
you.
all. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
All right, our scripture today is Matthew chapter 19, verse 26. With God, all things are possible. And those are two therapy animals, I'm sure.
Oh, that's cute.
If you would like to learn more about the good news of Jesus Christ, please be sure to join Pastor Tim for devotions live at 9 a.m. Monday through Thursday on Facebook. And join us Sundays at 10 a.m. for worship. It is live streamed on Facebook and YouTube or in person in our beautiful sanctuary in Allen Park, Michigan. If you'd like to be a guest with us on a certain Friday, just let us know. We hope you will join with us next Friday, June 28th, for the Good News Live at 9. And remember, you are a beloved child of God. God loves you, and so do we.
Thank you everyone thank you everyone for watching. I think next Friday is not, I think it's the 21st, but that's okay. I could be wrong with that too. Have a,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I don't know. Time flies. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. If you need to know anything, please reach out to Sue or I anytime. We'd love to have you as a guest. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.